All right, man, peace. So for those of you brothers who read the scriptures, you'll know that in Ecclesiasticus, the 30th chapter, it tells us not to cocker our children, not to cocker our sons, meaning what? To spoil them, to go too easy on them, to coddle them per se, because it turns them into beings who do not respect or regard authority. And eventually they're going to rebel against you in a very disrespectful way, to the point where you may become, quote unquote, astonished, as the scriptures would say. Now, Scottie Pippen and T-Mac are going to allege that one of the reasons why LeBron James may not be the player that he should be or could have been is because he's never been properly reprimanded by a high-level coach. So, of course, they're going to talk about it. I'm going to chime in.
My favorite quote, one of my favorite quotes is, "No one has ever been coddled to greatness." No one.
I agree with that.
Ever been coddled to greatness. So it's going to be all right. It's right. Hey, don't worry about it. No, you need to get into somebody. LeBron James.
Right? Hey, T-Mac, credit to you for saying that, because many people may have been scared to say it. Look at Rachel Nichols' face. Rachel Nichols like, T-Mac, please don't go there. We hear enough about your takes on LeBron James off camera in the green room. Please don't let it spill in front of the camera. Look at Scottie face. Scottie's just happy. Scottie can't stand LeBron. Ever since LeBron said he's the greatest player ever, Scottie has declared a code red on LeBron James. And Richard Jefferson, his happy gay ass is he's just elated to be on TV. He's going to defend LeBron James to the death. All of LeBron's role players, all the players who have ever been able to maintain a longer career because of LeBron James, they will defend him to the death on television. Dante Jones, James Jones, Mike Miller, Richard Jefferson, Damon Jones, all of them. They would rather lose a finger than say something bad about LeBron.
You think he's been coddled?
Yeah, I'm saying he hasn't had anybody getting on him like that.
If you know.
Just to provide some context, the reason why they got to this type of conversation is because they were speaking about Tom Izzo and how Tom Izzo reprimanded one of his young players very strongly. And basically it brought to mind, at least within T-Mac's mind, that LeBron James has never been reprimanded to this degree, and that it probably has stopped him from becoming as great a player as he could be.
His story a little bit more of like how he was raised, and a lot of people have very, very tough upbringing. Like he had to self-discipline himself at the age of like 12 or 13, right? So like
blah, blah, blah. Richard Jefferson, you can be in all that story because you probably grew up in a relatively decent home somewhere in Arizona. So when LeBron tells you that woe is me story, I grew up with only one sock to my name and I had to play basketball using a trash can as a basket and an old watermelon as a basketball, you can believe that bullshit if you want to. At the end of the day, LeBron James was protected from the time that he was a child because his sponsors understood where he was going. He showed a preternatural level of ability from a very young age. That's the reason why he was able to go to the best high school in all of Ohio in the first place. So this notion that LeBron James came up so rough, miss me with all that bullshit.
Something that most people, like if you know deep into the story, yes, as a coach, there hasn't been a lot of people
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but whether your self-discipline is in your life or you have a coach that gets after you. And
another reason why LeBron James had to self-discipline is because his mother was nowhere to be found. She was not a good guide in any way, shape, or form. And a lot of cats get very upset with me when I bring that up because in the so-called black community, they're raised to worship their mothers no matter how good or bad a mother they have.
You to greatness, that's fine. That's who I want to coach my son. And as long as he's touching my son, and I'll ask him, what did he do?
Scottie's still cracking up.
And if I agree with him, hey, you better listen to him.
I agree with T-Mac. LeBron James has never faced that kind of criticism.
Oh, coach like that.
Scottie's still traumatized from how much Phil Jackson used to get up in his ass.
I want to get to the Draymond tweets here because...
Yeah, I bet you do want to get to Draymond's tweets. Get the hell out of here with Draymond and his tweets. At the end of the day, if you're going to ask me about Tom Izzo and how he treated that player, do I have a severe problem with it? No, because I'm not privy to exactly what the reason was that Tom Izzo went so hard on dude. That guy might just be a fuck up. There are certain people in your life that they're always fucking up. and you end up spazzing out on them, and if someone happened to witness what was going on for the first time and they don't know the background story, they might think that you're being too harsh. But sometimes you have to put a foot in somebody's ass. And Tom Izzo felt like he had to put a foot in that kid's ass at that time. At the end of the day, the so-called black man needs male figures, preferably so-called black men to guide them, preferably their fathers to guide them, so that they understand how to get back in line properly. But just to get back to the point of the video, it's very obvious that one of the reasons why LeBron James is 3-6 in the finals, as opposed to being 6-3 or 7-2, is because he's not comfortable getting reprimanded by a man. Like so many so-called black people, not just young black men, but also women, they're very uncomfortable with a man correcting them, particularly a so-called black man. And it's one of the reasons why our people are at the bottom. But anyway, peace.